Hi everyone, this video is going to create a new project in CLion for C++ and add an implementation and a header file, and then combine them all into one zip file that can be uploaded for the Moodle shell for CS162C. So to get started, we're going to click on New Project. So I've opened up CLion and a new project. You're going to see that it defaults to where it has a default location. It has it should be on C++ executable and stuff. My suggestion is to always come in here and make sure this is where you want it to be. For my computer, really where I want it to be is on the F drive, and I have a CLion folder and a CS162C folder. So that's where I want it to be called. And then you should always have a good name for it. So this is going to be week 1. And the language standard, there's multiple versions of the standard. For most part, ours, you can pick whichever one you want. All of our options should be available in any of them. And you can uncheck this if you want the add onboarding tips. So we're going to click this and create. I always suggest when you've created a new project, every time you create a new project, just to a sanity check, go and hit the hammer, which is how you build in CLion, and then the play button, which is how you run it, just to make sure that it's running and so that all of your setup's fine for your compiler. And now we need to add a implementation file and a source file to our project. And to do that, what you're going to do is come up here and click on the little hamburger, I never know what to call it, and then come down and hit new. You'll see there's a new source and a new header file. So we're going to click one of them, and you'll see it's defaulting to C right now for me. If that's what's happening for you, what you want to do is click on it on the little cogwheel that's to the right of the type file. And you can see over here, you can hit a plus to add scope. So we're going to add a source and header file. And I'm going to move that to the top just because it's going to be my default one. And you'll notice that it has a .h for the header extension. For my class, I want you guys to use the .hpp. I want you guys to understand that there's different types of headers and different types of source files. And for this class, we're going to be using .hpp because we're using a C++ compiler to compiler code. And make it so you can see. We're going to hit OK. And now we should be able to click that and add the .cpp. And my suggestion is always name your files appropriate for what they are. So since this is week 1 project, we're going to name it week 1 source. Hit OK. And so you'll notice that we have a week 1 source here. And then we also want to do the same thing to add a header file. And so you'll see it defaults to .hpp now. So we want that to be week 1 header. And that'll be there. And we can go and look in our make list file and make sure we don't necessarily need the header file to be in our add executables, but we should be able to then go in and go back to our main, just run it again, make sure it still works, and we're good to go. Now, what we're going to need to do now is take those files that we just created and put them in a zip file so that we could upload this to the Moodle shell for turning it in. So what you want to do, there's multiple ways, I can know here where it tells me where my files are located. I could also right click and go to open in Explorer, and you'll see that I opened the file in Explorer. Now what I want you to turn in this instance for my class, I only want these files. And if you notice, I am displaying the extensions on here. If you do not see the extensions, what I want you to do is, it's different depending upon what machine you are, but you're going to click on View, and you're going to go to Show, and down here at the bottom it says Extensions. So if you don't see extensions like this, you can see what type it is here. You want to go Show, File Name Extensions, make sure that that's where you're seeing the extensions on there. These are the only files I want you to turn in for your assignments each week. If you have any of these, I'm going to deduct points. If you have a folder in here, I'm going to deduct points. What you're going to do is right-click on these, and you're going to compress to zip file. And now you'll see it's called main.zip. What I want you to do is it's going to be called whatever lab it is. So like this is lab 1, and you're going to put your username in here, right? Your username is going to be specific to whoever you are. So your username should be your email address before the @ symbol. If you have any questions, always make sure you ask your instructor. Have a wonderful day.